Hey everybody, Glazed right here. Today I thought I'd show you guys a little guilty pleasure of mine, title name of Wynncraft. It's an MMO Minecraft server that's been around for 10 years, since 2013. Has 5 classes, each with 3 different skill trees inside of them. Unique, changing their playstyles and all that. Hundreds of quests, thousands of items, endgame content, dungeons, loot, professions, so much more. They start you off with tutorial where you're in a caravan and it's like Skyrim. It's all great, it's all good. I skipped tutorial because I've done this before. I've played 2019 before pandemic. As you can see, I had stuff in my bank. It's a shared bank between your other characters. This is a fresh character, but I had stuff in my bank. I pull out a horse. Normally you don't start with a horse, just for the sake of progression on the series and video. Right now I'm taking a look at the skill tree and my attributes. Where I learned my first ability, my spin attack, which is a right click attack. As you can see, it's really good for cleaving these mobs here. And we're just going to grind to level 3 before heading out to do our first quests. And quests are indicated by the beacon markers that you see that I end up following around. And before I do that though, I get this unidentified dagger that I'm like, oh hell yeah, let me see. So I go to this item identifier. They're like in cities and stuff and all around. I basically get like a really good upgrade right away, and this guy wants me to go into this cave and get some mushroom for him, and I'm like, yes sir, right away. I put another point to my skill tree and attribute tree. Attributes are tied to certain elements, increasing their damage, but also attributes doing certain things, like in MMOs and stuff, like dexterity, I believe, or agility and dexterity are the ones I'm using as an assassin. Dexterity giving me a chance to crit and double hit, I believe, while dexterity gives me a chance to just dodge attacks completely there. Here we are killing the mushroom, and then I just pick it up, and then I escape to the cave here, back to this man. I get a unidentified ring that I have to also have a quest requirement, and I see it's Cook's Assistant. Cook's Assistant's a very familiar quest to me. If you've played RuneScape, you should know. So I go back to the main city and go to the cook, who is very nearly near the castle exit when you walk out, when you spawn. So very nice. And then here we get a double spin. Now it activates twice my spin attack. That's pretty good. That's really good. I put a couple points more into my attributes there. Dexterity and agility and all that jazz. And here we are leaving to do Cook's Assistant. Here I buy the tools from this merchant. Really nice. If you did the tutorial, and I recommend doing it if it's your first time on the server, I think you actually get these tools for free, but otherwise you can just the tutorials, if you haven't played, just do it. It just teaches you the basics of everything, but if not, you can skip it. It's pretty self-explanatory, I believe. Anyway, here we are collecting all the materials that we need. The last one, you don't have to kill any gals. You just go to this bucket merchant and buy a bucket of milk. Very easy. And then actually on my way back to turn in this quest, I got distracted by this chest here, and I saw this key guardian. Key guardians, they're basically, to do dungeons in this server, you have to have a key to enter, and around the areas of the dungeons are usually the guardians of keys, and they drop the keys so that you can get in. It's very self-explanatory, I guess, but always be on the lookout for those guys when you're out and about questing, doing whatever, so that you can spam the dungeons for more XP and more loot and all the goodies. I think the dungeons are the best way to level up. Like I said, I've played this game before in 2019. I got to like level 98 on a warrior, but I never got to do any like raid or endgame content. I didn't work on professions too much. It kind of was just blasting through, and that was a long time ago. And they've since then have dropped loads of patches. This was like pre-pandemic. I think they did like within the last 6 months or a year, they've dropped a big 2.0 patch where they rehauled like all the classes by adding the 3 talent trees. Back when I played, there wasn't the 3 talent trees on each class, so now there's like archetypes for each class, which is really cool. And I think for assassin here, we're gonna try to go for the trickster slash whatever the first one's called. It's escaping my memory right now, but I like the trickster archetype because you can summon like mirage decoys and have extra clones of yourself that do stuff. It's pretty cool. Here we are doing a quest, another quest, poisoning the pest, helping out this farmer. He's got a corrupted farmer on his farm and wants me to take him out. So that was nice, very cool. We take out the pests, finish it like that. There we go, very easy. Escape quests are interesting. They have usually cutscenes, and some of them are instanced, as you saw there when I left the farm. I like teleported. There we go. Quest complete. I have an emerald pouch there. I nod my head as I say thank you and leave. And I spend a couple more attribute points in dexterity. I think dexterity increases my thunder damage, so preferably I'd want weapons with thunder damage on them. Here we are, outside of the sewers of Ragni, outside of the first dungeon actually, doing the quest of Sewers of Ragni. This tutorial quest for dungeons is pretty neat. Nothing too much to say. I don't really want to spoil too much about it. I mean, you can do it yourself. It's pretty cool, pretty neat. You have to do it if you want to do the dungeon anyway, so yep, here I am clearing it for the first time. I guess if you need to, you can just follow this little guide, but it's really easy. You just kill this bone scythe man skeleton, get his bone, right click on the gate. Lots of parkour. Wynncraft, I'll tell you what, Wynncraft loves their parkour on this server. All the dungeons and like half the quests are filled with parkour puzzles. And there's actual puzzles too, which is nice. It's a nice change up from quests that you normally see, like in World of Warcraft or in Final Fantasy. I don't really know. I haven't played Final Fantasy too much, but like in World of Warcraft especially, where it's like, all right, get me some boar ribs or some zebra hooves, you know, that don't really drop, even though zebras have 4 hooves. You know, you would expect one to. Anyway, here we are. We finished another quest. That was good and entertaining. We get our dash ability, which is a right click move. It's our mobility move, but I would be using it to spam around the map, basically, just to run around and jump like faster, but I have a mount, so I don't really need that. I get distracted on the way to this next quest and see a cave that I haven't really seen before. They're like, oh, this is new. I jump down. Very nice. Do some exploration. I actually get some dagger and helmet unidentified items. Really nice. Money as well, so that I can ID these items, because you need emeralds to ID stuff. Anything I don't end up keeping goes to the blacksmith, of course, to sell. I don't know if I've shown that yet, but yep, a lot of mechanics in the game. Basically, this is like what you would do as a late game character. You'd run around in the open world called I think they're called like loot runs. And you go around looking for chests just to, like, you know, get upgrades or materials or money. And certain chests, like that's a chest tier 2, but there's like I think up to 4, tier 4 and stuff. So you want to. There are certain areas that have better chests. Here I am failing to get out of the cave and whatnot. But yeah. As you here this quest pissed me off. This is a parkour quest, by the way. It's fine. Parkour is fine. I like parkour. Good little parkour. Spiders are beating my ass. But anyway, we go up there. And this quest, I sped ran it. Look, I sped up the footage a little bit, obviously, but like, I couldn't have gone faster in this quest. I did not dilly-dally. I got the salmon at Sarashimshima, and then I right-click and got to the cave, and he's like, oh, well, you know what took you so long, you freaking goober? He's like, anyway, here's a small reward, and I was like, yeah, damn right. Anyway, so we're heading back. I think we're about to head back to Ragni, but I get distracted by the slaying sign quests and areas indicated by the green marker or green like little green glint around things, and like it was an easy one. It just wanted me to kill some spiders, so I did that. Got to level 9, got a bunch of items. My inventory is full. I passed by an IDer, but I want to go back to the city because there's a bank and a blacksmith there. So here I am. I'm just gonna put everything into ID, slowly looking at things. Next episode, I won't be showing a lot of the nitty-gritty travel as much. I'm just going to try to keep it a little more fast-paced. This episode has to be a little bit slower to introduce some systems and just to show the basics and everything and whatnot. But the next episodes are going to be a little more zoomier for sure. That is, if you guys want to see more, just like and comment, I guess, if you want more. Here I am cleaning my inventory, getting ready to go out into the dungeon, but I just, you know, need to clear my inventory real quick. I take a quick break and I come back and it's nighttime. I think that's pretty cool. I got 6 skill points to put them into dexterity and agility, get some damage and dodge basically, And here I decide whether I want to go to smoke bomb or multi-hit. I have to kind of make a choice. And this is where like the skill tree kind of branches off. And I think I end up going for the poison blade here. So now my attacks, I have 1 extra range, and my attacks leave like a poison on things now, which is pretty cool. I think the other option on the right side of the tree was to have a double hit, so I would hit twice basically for every auto. But yeah, I decided to go with the poison this time. Seemed like it was pretty cool. You can switch your talents later, but I believe it's locked behind a quest that I'm not able to do right now. And here we are. This is the first clear of the decrepit sewers, I believe. The systems in dungeons are pretty simple usually. It's kill like 10 mobs. Each mob drops like a block token that you have to put in the blockchain. Wait a minute. Chains, block, NFTs in Minecraft? No. But yeah, you collect like however many tokens it tells you to put into the door. You slam them in. It eats them up like the Chuck E. Cheese. I need one more. Boom. And then it lets you through. That's like step 1. It's like a 3-part type of thing. There's here we are at the parkour section. Usually like to sprinkle in some parkour, you know. Very nice, very nice. Now this one wants 26 tokens. Easy, easy. Light work, light work. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my footage here as well. Some of it in the dungeon area. I just needed to optimize some of my setting, but every once in a while I had like a frame chop, but totally fine. Otherwise, dungeon runs or server runs fine. Feels smooth. Getting my 26th token. Here we are at the boss, Old Witherhead. Take a look. Make sure no one's following me. First boss of the game, basically, so nothing too crazy. He actually, I'll let you in on a little secret, he did beat my ass on another character. Spoilers, not spoiler, behind the scenes, this is like take 3 of my starting on the Wynncraft series. The first 2 did not go so well. I like came here way too early and tried to kill this guy. I was also playing different classes that I had already played before, so anyway, we finished. Very nice and easy. I would recommend coming here at level 9 with some armor and maybe a weapon upgrade. Definitely don't go in naked like I was doing. But yep, after that, after every dungeon, you get usually like a premier item that's like from the boss and some fragments, where the premier item you can use to buy from the shop dungeon merchants that are nearby, either like armor sets or jewelry like rings or necklaces or weapons. So usually if you want like the good dungeon loot, you gotta run it like 3 times minimum. Usually, that's how I do it. Here we are back at the city. Sold everything. I get a smoke bomb ability. Right now it's kind of alright. The smoke bomb. Later on it gets better. Not gonna spoil it too interesting. It does poison, which is nice. I didn't expect that. It does damage. So there we go. Putting points into my attribute tree again. I think I'm at like 2010. And then back at it once a motherfucker again. But yeah, this is the loop basically. As you can see, there's quests, there's items, there's dungeons, there's other people to play with. I didn't get really the chance to link up, but I will in the future. There's like a dungeon finder as well, I noticed, and like a group party maker at the city. You can kind of like link up to find things to do with people, or like put yourself in a party maker. Anyway, I will get to that eventually. And if you guys want to see me do more, get to the late game content, I would love to. This game's really fun, really interesting. If you're new to the MMO genre, or like if you've played Minecraft and you want to spice it up a little bit, I highly recommend Wynncraft. Server it's been in the running, in the making for like 10 years now. Really fleshed out at this point. Honestly, cannot recommend the server enough. In terms of like, if it scratches that MMO itch really well, that like WoW's not doing for me right now. So here I am buying my last talisman, and until next time guys, see you then.